Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Trebas Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
A decision today by the U.S. Supreme Court will pose new barriers for asylum seekers. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Carroll in for Maya Trabulsi. Today's ruling on asylum allows the government to deny entry to asylum seekers. This upends the current practice of allowing a person to stay in the U.S. while their application is processed. The restriction originally started under President Obama. President Trump sought to revive it, but it had been stalled by court challenges. The Supreme Court case was decided by the conservative majority 6-3. That's the same margin of another case decided today that deals with deportation. The case allows for the Trump administration to end the Temporary Protected Status Program, known as TPS. Immigrants from Haiti are the most represented in that category at more than 300,000. Haitians began settling in Tijuana in 2016. They are now established as a growing, vibrant community. KPBS reporter Gustavo Solis visited a Haitian restaurant in Tijuana as they watched their country play in the FIFA World Cup.
He shoots. He scores! Haiti was eliminated from the FIFA World Cup Wednesday, but you wouldn't know it from listening to this watch party at a Haitian restaurant in Tijuana.
Mira, estamos felices. Aquí en Tijuana estamos como si estuviéramos en nuestro país.
Evans Jean-Louis is one of more than 6,000 Haitians who now call Tijuana home.
El Mundial nos unió. Lo bonito de ese Mundial que unió a Haití.
This is Haiti's first World Cup appearance in more than half a century. Jean-Louis says it has given Haitians everywhere a reason to celebrate, especially after so many setbacks. A devastating earthquake in 2010, a deadly hurricane in 2016, and a presidential assassination in 2021. At the watch party, the crowd enjoyed traditional food and danced to Haitian hip-hop. Viviane Petit-Ferry owns the restaurant, La Kulakay. She's also a community organizer and says the World Cup is an opportunity to show the world that Haiti is much more than the violence and chaos often portrayed in international media.
El Mundial es una ventana para exponer como el Haití que ellos ocultan.
She's proud of the fact that Haiti became the world's first free black republic in 1804, after enslaved people defeated the army of French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte. It's a bit of history that was originally depicted in Haiti's World Cup jersey, a silhouette of men holding up the revolutionary flag. But the tournament's organizer deemed it too political and told the team to remove the reference. Petit-Ferry welcomes the controversy, says it may even encourage people to study Haitian history.
Fue bueno porque la gente se va a buscar en internet a saber qué fue que lo pasó.
She argues that being punished for their independence is an unfortunate part of the Haitian experience. Haiti was forced to compensate French slave owners for their lost property until 1947. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
Many immigrants have had to make the difficult decision in recent years to self-deport. Luz Delia Caballero has the story of one family that is now separated by the border wall.
Oh, I see my dad over there. Hola, pa.
Hola, mija.
This moment feels whole.
Estoy aquí en lado mexicano en playas de Tijuana.
Until you see what's in between. Steel poles, a border wall, dividing a father and daughter, just a foot apart.
Te quiero mucho, mija.
Here in Imperial Beach, where San Diego meets playas de Tijuana, families may gather for moments like these. Brief, emotional, and defined by distance.
Mira esta lágrima de felicidad que tengo al verte, mija querida.
It's hard. I mean, we're both kind of emotional right now.
Araceli Duarte Perez is a U.S. citizen and can cross the border, but says it feels they're still worlds apart.
I just focus on the fact that I'm holding his hands.
An engineering student, she was once enrolled in school in Los Angeles, but everything changed when both of her parents made the decision to self-deport. To stay close, Araceli left her life behind in LA and enrolled in school in San Diego, just miles from the border, but worlds away from being together like they once were.
They won't really be able to see any of like my milestones, like my college graduation, maybe even like my wedding.
Her parents, both undocumented immigrants, spent decades in San Diego working as paleteros, selling ice cream, building a life, raising a family.
They've actually lived here for almost 30 years, which is more than they did in Mexico.
Years, she says, have been filled with uncertainty.
A road towards residence or road towards citizenship, if anything, is incredibly difficult, if not almost impossible.
Recently, both made the decision to self-deport to Tijuana. We asked Francisco Duarte Tineo if he misses his life in the States.
La verdad, no, porque aquí estoy libre.
He says he misses his children, but cherishes his freedom.
And even though it was an incredibly difficult, probably the most difficult decision of their lives, it made more sense for them to start over again in Mexico.
And they certainly have. Launching a restaurant in Tijuana, trying to rebuild what was left behind.
A seafood and Kawamanta restaurant that's Sonora style.
For families like Araceli's, self-deportation isn't just a legal decision, it's an emotional one that reshapes daily life, relationships, and the meaning of home.
How does it make you feel to know that your dad is right there behind that wall?
It hurts knowing that we're so close yet we're so far away.
A father,
Estos muros no nos van a detener, mija.
a daughter separated by a border, but still holding on to each other any way they can.
I feel connected to my dad, for sure, 100%.
No hay fronteras que nos separen. Todo tiene una luz al final del túnel.
Luz Delia Caballero reporting. Port of Entry is our podcast that focuses on the cross-border stories that connect us. It's available in English and Spanish wherever you get your podcasts. The Port of Entry team will also be part of a special live event, The Art of Protest, that's happening next month. Details are at kpbs.org. San Diego County supervisors today unanimously approved a budget that creates more than 100 new positions to administer CalFresh. KPBS reporter Kevin Trevelyan says the county's tab for the food assistance program is growing due to recent federal cuts.
H.R. 1, dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill, cut a fifth of the federal food assistance budget after it was signed into law last summer. The legislation also created new work requirements for CalFresh. San Diego County Supervisor Monica Montgomery Stepp said today the changes from H.R. 1 could leave more than 93,000 county CalFresh recipients without access.
It is a deliberate policy choice and a harmful one. Taking food away from struggling families does not build stronger communities. It creates instability, hardship, and a greater risk of homelessness.
San Diego County supervisors are standing up 122 new staff positions to verify the new work requirements. Those started in June. H.R. 1 also shifts a quarter of the cost to administer CalFresh from the feds to local governments. Supervisor Paloma Aguirre said the county is spending nearly $16 million on the extra burden.
We had a choice to accept those cuts and let our neighbors go hungry or fight back.
Not everyone on the board appreciated the backfill spending, which came from county reserve funds. Supervisor Jim Desmond said concern over new CalFresh work requirements is overblown.
Politically generated mania and hysteria that the sky is falling because of H.R. 1. It's not. This is fear-mongering, and it tries to make the public think the sky is falling and everyone's going to lose food and health care. They're not.
H.R. 1 also created new work requirements for Medi-Cal, which go into effect in January. The county says additional staffing needs could be addressed through a mid-year budget update if necessary. Kevin Trevelyan, KPBS News.
Next Wednesday is the start of the new fiscal year in San Diego, and changes are coming to the city's parks and recreation centers. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen has a look at how the new budget will impact city services.
San Diego had a massive budget deficit to close this year, and one of the hardest hit city departments is Parks and Recreation. No other department is losing more jobs than Parks and Rec. And next year, it's likely to get even worse. I'm Andrew Bowen, and let's go inside the budget. San Diego has 60 recreation centers and more than 400 parks. Rec centers offer programming like sports, art classes, cooking lessons, and day camps. The city's fees also tend to be more affordable than private alternatives. But the new budget cuts about 52 full-time equivalent jobs from the Parks and Rec Department. Some of the biggest impacts are rec center hours, park maintenance, and public bathrooms. How could this get any worse? Well, you might have heard the news that the City Council recently agreed to repeal the parking fees in Balboa Park. A lot of people hate paid parking, but it was bringing in a lot of money that was protecting Parks and Rec from even more budget cuts. To put all this in perspective, the Parks and Rec budget makes up about 9% of the city's general fund spending. About half the general fund goes to the police and fire rescue departments. The city's fiscal year starts in July, and the parking fees won't be gone until the end of December. That means we're only starting to see the impact that lost revenue will have on San Diego parks. You can try your hand at closing San Diego's budget deficit by playing the KPBS Budget Challenge. Just go to kpbs.org/budget challenge.
Temperatures dropping down into the low 60s tonight, already starting to see that cooling trend take shape, but it continues through the weekend. We do have some wind to talk about. We have changes to the marine layer to talk about, fire danger. There's a lot going on while also not a lot going on. So I'll break down exactly what to expect to end the week and head into the weekend coming up.
Water will soon cost more across the region. The San Diego County Water Authority today approved a 3% rate increase for 2027. The water utility says an increase is necessary in order to meet revenue requirements, operational needs, and fiscal goals. Leaders with the organization acknowledge the rate hike is painful, but the 3% overall increase in the coming year is below the national rate of inflation and down from earlier projections of close to 6%. They say the lower increase is due to the impact of 2 water transfer agreements this spring. The County Water Authority says similar 3% yearly water rate increases are expected through 2032. The ex-fire chief who led LA's response during last year's Palisades fire is suing the city's mayor for defamation. Kristen Crowley claims Karen Bass made false statements about her that harmed her reputation. She's seeking an unspecified amount in damages. A spokesperson for Bass calls the lawsuit meritless. Bass fired Crowley a month after the fire. A former California State Park superintendent is in legal trouble. Michelle Gile tells us about accusations he secretly recorded lifeguards in a men's locker room in Orange County.
We're experiencing serious criminal charges have been filed in Orange County against a former high-ranking California State Park superintendent. Kevin Pearsall is accused of secretly recording nearly 24 male employees, including lifeguards, in a locker room at headquarters at Bolsa Chica State Beach. Officials say he shared some of the nude images with friends.
These employees had an expectation of privacy, and that expectation of privacy was completely violated by somebody who they were supposed to be trusting.
According to the DA, a state park officer found a USB stick behind me here inside of the men's locker room last summer at Bolsa Chica State Beach. It included, allegedly, videos of state employees undressing. The CHP investigated the case and found cameras inside of that locker room that were recording video and audio for nearly a year.
It was never a good thing to hear people are up to that behavior, for sure.
People have no regard for other people. It's sad, it's disgusting.
Pearsall, who is 59 from Long Beach, retired last July after he was placed on administrative leave during the investigation. He's been charged with 5 felony counts of eavesdropping, 23 misdemeanor counts of secretly filming, and 3 misdemeanor counts of unlawful dissemination of private recordings.
Pearsall is charged with then distributing some of those images involving at least 3 individuals in various stages of dress, and then making sexually graphic comments about his employees' physical attributes.
State Park said in a statement that as soon as the allegations came to light, an investigation was requested. Quote, California State Parks takes these charges very seriously and has fully cooperated with law enforcement through every step of the investigation. Pearsall, if convicted, faces a maximum of 18 years, 8 months in prison. In Huntington Beach, Michelle Geely.
Federal law enforcement is reminding San Diegans about the dangers and consequences of buying guns for people legally disqualified from having them. KPBS reporter Andrew Dyer has more from the federal building downtown.
Authorities say so-called straw purchases of firearms remain one of the major sources of guns for gangs and cartels. Officials from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives say buyers don't always realize they're breaking the law. Here's ATF Special Agent Joe Medina.
Too often, individuals involved in straw purchasing believe they are simply doing a favor for a friend or a family member or making quick money.
But purchasing a gun for someone not legally able to do it themselves is a serious crime with serious consequences. San Diego U.S. Attorney Adam Gordon says that's especially true locally.
What's particularly important right now in the San Diego region is to highlight the impact in the community. That's both here in San Diego as well as the violence that occurs in Tijuana based on firearms coming from the United States. So it's an emphasis, especially now for the Department of Justice, to stop these firearms from going south, and part of that is now focusing on these straw purchasers.
Medina says federally licensed gun sellers also have a part to play.
There are indicators that our retailers observe. They are engaged in the business. They know what to look for. They see that stuff right in front of them at a counter or on their surveillance video.
This is the 26th year of the ATF's Don't Lie for the Other Guy campaign. People convicted of straw purchasing firearms face up to 15 years in prison and up to a $250,000 fine. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, rescuers search for survivors after back-to-back earthquakes rock Venezuela. That's at 7 after Evening Edition on KPBS.
Well, we have a cooler weekend ahead, but some problems to talk about as well. That marine layer deepening, bringing low clouds all the way to the west-facing slopes of the mountains. And then we have the gusty winds to talk about. This is really just Saturday, but we have an elevated fire danger, not for everybody, but let's dive into it. I'll show you where in just a second. I want to start off with what to expect for tonight, though. So low 60s along the coast, even 50s for Escondido and Ramona. We're out of the 70s in Borrego Springs. That's a good sign. Helps with our high temperatures as well. And speaking of, hey, we're out of the triple digits. 68 for Mount Laguna. We're in the 80s for Ramona and low 70s by the time we get to the coast. Here's that fire danger I was talking about. So we go up a step. Friday, well, in Utah, we get to that extreme fire risk, but for us in Southern California, again, it's not everybody. It's a little bit of our inland areas, but mostly our mountain and desert regions getting into the moderate and high risk. We have a system that's moving in further to the north, but it's kicking up winds and leading to an elevated fire risk for us further down to the south. So just keep in mind those fire safety reminders, things to do to not accidentally spark a wildfire, especially Saturday. Take a look. So again, it's not everybody in our region, but some of us are going to see 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts at times. We could see some power outages, but most of all, it elevates that fire risk. So just a heads up, and I mean, a little bit annoying for any outdoor plans on your Saturday as well. Certainly can blow things around beyond the more serious impacts. Taking a look at our 5-day outlook along the coast, well, we bounce around a little bit, but at most we're changing 2 degrees Friday to Saturday. Our lows staying relatively consistent as well, but continuing to cool down a bit. Further inland, 80s down to 70s Saturday and Sunday, and then we start to inch back up a little bit Monday and Tuesday, but not a big difference. Mountain regions, we are in the 60s until, take a look at Monday to Tuesday, a big jump, 61 to 70. So enjoy the cooler weather while you can if you are a fan. If you're just wanting the warmth back, well, wait till Tuesday. As we head into our desert region, hey, 5 days in a row without the triple digits. We even get down to 90 degrees by Sunday. And I mean, that's going to be your better day anyway with all the other factors that I was talking about for any outdoor plans. So make those plans accordingly. For KPBS News, I'm AccuWeather's Anna Azalian.
Rain didn't dampen the excitement last night in Mexico City. Soccer fans watched their team beat the Czech Republic 3-0. Mexico had already secured a spot in the next round of the World Cup, but last night's win was historic. It marks the first time Mexico has won all 3 of its opening round games in any World Cup. The next game is scheduled for Tuesday. It'll be a busy night for watch parties in San Diego as Team USA takes on Turkey. Many U.S. cities have hosted World Cup games and fans of teams from around the world. Ivan Rodriguez shows how they're soaking up the American experience and going viral on social media.
Many soccer fans traveled thousands of miles to watch the beautiful game. And yes, there have been plenty of moments of magic, but scroll social media and you'll also find tourists losing their minds over everyday American life.
Buc-ee's is like America in a box, a very, very large box. But you know, you go in there, it's very colorful. There's all these kind of gifts and all this different food and smells and stuff, and it's just fantastic.
That sense of wonder has been playing out on social media as some fans encounter parts of America for the first time. German content creator Finn Agostinelli put it simply.
In Europe, we have a lot of rather negative news about the Americans in the last 5 years, let's say that. And I think we are all enjoying the fact that this country is so great to visit. The people are amazing, so welcoming.
Tourism expert Dr. Rachel Fu of the University of Florida says what's fueling all of this isn't just novelty, it's authenticity.
And one of the many main reasons those videos have become so viral because they present authenticity.
Dr. Fu says every viral video of a fan falling in love becomes, in her words, a marketing person for America. But perhaps the most unexpected audience for all of this is us, Americans, seeing our country reflected back through someone else's eyes.
For Americans ourselves, those videos remind us how kind we are. We should keep being kind people.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Today marks an anniversary for KPBS. Back in 1967, this television station went on the air for the first time. And as Ken Kramer shows us, opening night was a real occasion for the station staff and everybody watching.
Some family photos now of the KPBS family, if we may. This is a program guide from the celebration of the KPBS TV station going on the air June the 25th, 1967. The radio station had already been on for a few years, but this was the new TV station, and wait a minute, the call letters are different. See, it says KEBS, Educational Broadcasting San Diego, and it was on what was called the UHF band. Most TVs back then only went up to channel 13, and well, KEBS was channel 15, and so as General Manager John Witherspoon explained, a lot of people didn't even know KEBS was there.
One of our problems is that many people have UHF and don't know it. Any set purchased in the last 3 years has UHF. Virtually all color sets have UHF. And so many people have the capability of receiving the picture.
There was one more UHF station in San Diego at Channel 39, located in what used to be a ballpoint pen factory in Kearny Mesa. It eventually became NBC7. But for KPBS, or as it was known back then, KEBS, this was a big day, a big celebration. The studios were in the Speech Arts Building on the San Diego State campus. The staff was at the ready, producers, directors, talent, all skilled and trained. This was the very first of what would become KPBS TV. Meantime, on top of Mount San Miguel, a 1,000,000-watt transmitter sent the signal 100 miles. The chancellor of the state college system, Glenn Dumke, was there.
Would you say this is the forerunner of similar stations at other state colleges?
I would certainly hope so. I think educational television has a considerable future.
Well, that certainly turned out to be the truth. And a couple of things, and thank you to Barbara Nielsen, Archives Director at CBS 8 San Diego, for the historical film they shot that day. But this was something new, educational TV, that became public TV. And what about that program guide for the first night of KEBS? What was presented on this new station for a whole new audience?
Spanish television from the sea, near the mouth of the Guadalquivir.
Opera in Munich. A amazing things all happening at once.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Berro Paris speaking to you in Mexico City, and we are attending a birth.
This is Steve Race in the Beatles recording studio in London, where the latest Beatle record is at this moment being built up.
All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
That was the first official program on what would become KPBS TV on that opening night, but it wasn't the only one, no.
Today I'm going to show you how to make a real French omelet.
There was Julia Child mastering the art of French cooking. An hour with Peter Ustinov, and then at 11 o'clock p.m., it was good night and good morning to a new era in San Diego television.
So much to say and not enough time. Ken Kramer has a half hour of stories every week about San Diego. You can see them Thursday nights right here at 8 o'clock on KPBS. Here's a look at what we're working on for tomorrow in the KPBS newsroom. NPR's Morning Edition will have analysis of today's Supreme Court decisions relating to immigration. The rulings will affect asylum seekers and the deportation process. And a familiar voice is joining KPBS Roundtable tomorrow. Deb Welsh will tell us about her upcoming retirement. Roundtable airs tomorrow at noon on KPBS FM. Of course, you can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm John Carroll. Do have yourself a great evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following: and by viewers like you. Thank you.